Hello and welcome to 48 Hours True Crime. Today, we'll be exploring one of the most bizarre and controversial defamation cases in recent memory. The lawsuit involving American political commentator Candace Owens and Brigitte Macron, the First Lady of France. We'll begin with the background, walk through the timeline of events, summarize the allegations, and then I'll offer my analysis on what I believe truly happened, and why it matters. Background: the rise of Candace Owens. Candace Owens was born in 1989 in White Plains, New York, and raised in Stamford, Connecticut. She graduated high school in 2007 and briefly attended college before dropping out in her junior year. In 2015, she launched a marketing agency that initially targeted right-wing ideologies and figures, promoting anti-conservative and anti-Trump content. Just a year later, she pivoted sharply, disavowing her past views after receiving intense online backlash. According to Owens, that backlash, particularly from liberal activists, led her to embrace conservatism. In 2017, she launched a YouTube channel and began building a reputation as a fiery pro-Trump commentator. Over time, she gained significant traction, eventually hosting her own show on the Daily Wire beginning in 2021. That employment ended in March 2024, after which she returned to YouTube, now posting increasingly extreme right-wing content. Rappers exposed demonic agenda in music. Former CIA officer exposes the shadow government. The shocking satanic origins of NASA. Feminism is the #1 attack on the family. I got a legal 3T from a sitting president. And it's that last title that leads us to today's topic. The defamation lawsuit, Owens versus the Macrons. In March 2024, Owens publicly accused Brigitte Macron, the wife of French President Emmanuel Macron, of being a biological man who had assumed a false identity. She doubled down, claiming she would stake her entire professional reputation on that claim. A reckless wager considering the magnitude of the accusation. By July 2025, Emmanuel and Brigitte Macron filed a 219-page defamation lawsuit against Owens in a French court, arguing that her claims were knowingly false, malicious, and damaging. Let's briefly look at Brigitte's biography for context. She was born on April 13, 1953, the youngest of 6 children in a well-established French family known for its chocolate business. She married her first husband in 1974 and had 3 children. In the 1990s, she worked as a teacher at a Catholic high school, where she met Emmanuel Macron, then just 15 years old. Though they maintained a legal teacher-student relationship, Macron's parents transferred him to another school due to his emotional attachment to her. The two eventually reunited and married in 2007. After Brigitte's divorce, she was 54, Emmanuel was 29. Fast forward to 2017, Emmanuel Macron became president of France, and Brigitte took on the role of First Lady. The origins of the conspiracy theory. The false claim about Brigitte's gender identity originated in March 2021, when a fringe self-described journalist named Natasha Ray posted on Facebook alleging Brigitte was born male and had stolen the identity of a deceased woman. This conspiracy theory was further promoted by Ray and another individual through far-right publications and interviews, including a 4-hour YouTube appearance hosted by a spiritual medium named Amandine Roy. In September 2024, a French court ruled that Ray and Roy had defamed Brigitte. However, that judgment was overturned in July 2025, currently under appeal, not because their statements were deemed true, but due to procedural and legal technicalities. Owens picked up the same false narrative and amplified it across her platforms. She repeated the claim on her podcast, her YouTube channel, and during interviews with figures like Piers Morgan. At one point, she even sold merchandise, including a satirical Time magazine t-shirt labeling Brigitte as Man of the Year. When the Macrons sent a retraction demand in December 2024, Owens used it as content, exaggerating its contents and falsely claiming the Macrons pleaded with her not to go public. She then escalated matters in January 2025, launching an 8-part video series promoting a range of unsubstantiated and outlandish allegations, including Brigitte was born male and underwent surgeries to conceal it. She is committing identity fraud. She and her husband are blood relatives. Emmanuel was groomed through a CIA mind control program under MKUltra. A secret elite cabal controls France's presidency. The couple forged documents and committed multiple crimes to protect their secrets. After a second legal notice was served in July 2025, Owens responded flippantly, "File your lawsuits, my friend." And they did. Legal analysis. Is it defamation? Under defamation law, especially concerning public figures like the Macrons, the plaintiff must prove actual malice. That the defendant knew the statements were false or acted with reckless disregard for the truth. In this case, Owens was repeatedly shown credible evidence contradicting her claims, yet continued to promote the theory. She even admitted on air that no amount of evidence could convince her that Brigitte is a woman. A statement that demonstrates willful ignorance or outright malice. Legally, that's a strong indicator of reckless disregard for the truth. My analysis, what really happened? This is my opinion, a theory based on the facts we've seen. Candace Owens, like many fringe political influencers, realized early in her career that controversy sells. The more extreme her content became, the more attention and money it generated. First, her content was ideological, conservative politics, pro-Trump talking points. But soon that wasn't enough. She needed something new. A new conspiracy. A story wild enough to captivate her audience. And one that she could make her own. The Brigitte Macron theory was perfect. It was foreign. It involved political elites. It had an air of taboo, mixing sex, identity, and power. Most importantly, it hadn't yet been widely adopted in American far-right media, which gave Owens the opportunity to be seen as the trailblazer of the narrative. But as often happens with conspiracy theorists, when challenged with facts, Candace doubled down. She portrayed herself as the victim of censorship and framed the lawsuit as proof she was over the target. This is classic behavior among nonsense brokers. Any opposition is spun as validation. Closing thoughts. Candace Owens is unlikely to win this lawsuit. Brigitte Macron is undeniably a public figure, but the defamatory statements made by Owens meet the criteria for actual malice. Her own words, dismissing all evidence, may become key in proving liability. While Brigitte Macron may be a polarizing figure in her own right, this case isn't about politics. It's about truth, accountability, and the line between free speech and malicious defamation. Thank you for watching. I'm 48 Hours True Crime. Until next time, stay informed and stay critical.